Hey, what's going on, everybody? Game Geezer here. I want to show y'all what happens if you break a mirror on a Ford Focus here. This is a 2007 SE, a 2.0 liter. What you can do to fix your mirror. Now, I was able to pick up a mirror for $45, and I'm going to install that here in a minute. Now, whenever you go to pick out a mirror, there's going to be 3 questions that you need to figure out. First, you need to figure out if it's powered or not, which this one is. You can see the cable here. How you can figure that out is just simply right there. You see that little thing there? You can see it's a powered mirror. And then next, okay, you figured out if it's manual or power. Now you need to figure out if it's heated. These are not heated. And then now the next question is you need to determine if it's a painted mirror or a textured mirror. My mirrors are textured, which just means they're like this plastic, just like black plastic. They're not painted. If you pick out a painted one, it's gonna be like a glossy looking black, and it's gonna be ready to be painted. So make sure that if this is what you're looking for, the like black plastic, this is called textured. So after you answer those 3 questions, then you can get your mirror and then move on to the next part. Here's my mirror from AutoZone. Mine was pretty cheap because it was just a textured power mirror with no heat or anything like that. No blinkers or anything. That's another question that may come up. It may ask you if you have a blinker on yours. It's an extra charge too. But generally, yeah, there's quite a lot of questions. They even ask if your mirror folds in or not. Something else to think about. So you want to check those out before you go trying to pick another one up, because they're going to ask you and you're going to be like, I don't know, most likely. You know, most people don't really pay that much attention. But anyways, I got this for 45 bucks. Non-folding, textured power mirror from AutoZone. Came in a pretty good box, in a little fancy bag there to protect it, keep it clean. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start installing this. So where this one broke off, somebody took this mirror off while the car was parked. This hole here is where your cable is going to be fed through, and you know, they give you a little gasket and everything to a fresh one to reseal to keep the you know, air and water out. So that's where the line's going to feed in there, and I believe there's only 2 screws that really hold this in on the other side. This is one of the screws, and I believe the second one is in there. Looks like it might be like a 10 millimeter. So anyways, just those 2. You want to try to leave this stuff in here. This just helps keep the water and the sound out. If the new one comes with one, I'll change it out, but if not, I'm going to try to leave that alone. So here we go. All right, first one you want to take off is this little one here, and I believe it's a Torx 20, I believe. I'm not sure, I can't read it on mine. Kind of hides the size there, but anyways. And then you want to unplug your harness here. If you have a plastic clip, it just kind of comes off. If you still have your cover, try to make sure to keep your clips here, because you're going to want to put your, you know, cover back on and all that stuff at the end. So anyways, then you're going to put that 10 millimeter in here, and you're going to kind of push it out and unscrew it, and you'll notice this kind of comes out together. And you want to be careful when you're doing that, because the bolt will stay in here and it could fall in the door or something. You don't want to do that. That's going to be a whole other headache. So here's the bolt when you get it out. Just be careful not to drop it. And we're going to pull this off and go to the next step. So just pull it off like that. That's pretty much that. Going to make sure my gasket's on there. I'm going to feed my line in there and basically just hold it up against there and get to the other side. Fed the line through, and it's popped out on the other side there. So now I'm going to get these little plastic ends, these little nubs. See those? There's a couple different ones. They got to line up in there, and I'm going to pop them in. It should hold the mirror for me. So I got the top one popped in. The other ones are pretty much lined up. I should just push them in and it should hold the mirror for me while I screw them. I'm going to use 2 hands, and I'm going to seal this up real good, and then I can get to the other side and lock them in with those bolts. Okay, so it's pretty flush. I'm pretty happy with it. Now I'm gonna go see if these bolts will grab. Go from there. Again, be really careful. You know, you can, if you want, while the mirror's still out, you can get it threaded in. But, you know, I like doing it this way, popping it in and then going for it, but it's up to you guys. So I'm gonna finish snugging this in, but before I do that, I'm gonna put this little one in, and after I get them both halfway in there, then I'll tighten them down a little at a time. I don't know if you can see in there, but you should be able to see a little plastic tube from the other side of the mirror, and that's what the screw needs to go into. I know you can't really tell on here, but there's one in there. I can see it in person. You'll know you did it right if you can do that. That's how you know you got it. So anyways, I'm gonna snug these two down and we'll continue. All right, so I got these two snugged down. This still in the way here. Now I'm just gonna reconnect these and tuck them down in there. And then I gotta find that cover that used to be on here and pop that back on. Pretty much done. Just remember to not tighten these down too much because they're going in plastic, and that's really all that holds this mirror on. So, okay. So I was smart enough to leave the old parts in the trunk because I figured I would need them. So you can see these little clips. Oh, I'm blocking it. See these little clips here? Now, if you still have this on your car, this basically gently pops out. It'll pop out of the hole here. This one will pop out of there. And then those two clips, damn it, these two clips will pop off of this right there. And this one comes out of there. So you just kind of gently, you know, wiggle it off of there. Be real careful not to break your clips or anything. Push them back on there. And yeah, so that's how you remove it. And basically put it on reverse. Just kind of gently do its thing. This is my old mirror. So anyways, I'm gonna pop this on and see how it goes. Let's see if I'm able to record it at the same time, but basically you want to get these two on those clips and this one in there and that there. So I'm gonna try to play around with this, see if I can get it. So everything looks lined up. I'm just gonna give it a push and hope it goes in place. I'm just gonna mess around with it, but that's basically it right there. Real easy, not too expensive for most people, unless you got the blinker and the folding mirror and it's painted and heated and all that stuff. Then it kind of adds up a little bit. You're probably looking at 120 or more. But anyways, guys, that's that. I hope this was helpful. It's really not a big deal if somebody takes your mirror off. You know, most likely it's $50 you'll be done, and it'll look just fine when you're done. So anyways, take care, guys.